Welcome to Sports Final Edition. I'm Jamie Edmonds, joined by the big guy, Lomas Brown, once again. Now, we're all smiles right now, but Lomas just told me he's hot. Bernie, this year the Lions made a huge splash in free agency, spending more than $150 million in contracts. $56 million of that is in guarantees to Trey Flowers. Well, Steve, as they say, if the playoffs started right now, Tigers would be in. They completed the sweep today against the Pirates. Great outing for Spencer Turnbull. He went 7 innings, giving up just 1 run, 5 hits. He struck out 4. Oh, my goodness.
TT for Jamie! TT for Jamie!
Touchdown! Okay, so Mike Tirico, Football Night in America. I could learn a lot from your broadcasting career. If you want to learn how to catch a fish, you call me. You got that? All right. Say bye, Bernie. This is the first ever playoff game in this building. It is a sellout. Hopefully the home crowd can boost up these Pistons. It's a sea of red. It's a brand new building, and all the players say they are so excited to open up this new barn. Tomorrow, the Wolverines will play their 40th game, Bernie. That is a really long season, but John Beilein says his guys are not fatigued. In fact, now that they're here at the Final Four, they are energized. So the Wolverines were not the ones to head up there and cut down the nets. It's sad for the seniors, Duncan Robinson, Muhammad Ali, Abdur-Rahman, but Coach Beilein says his team is growing in talent. And why couldn't they make it back here sometime soon? So this magical Spartans run ends here in Minneapolis in the national semifinal game. We just left an emotional locker room, especially for the seniors, Kenny Goins and Matt McQuaid. Big win for Michigan, somewhat expected, but this is a rivalry game, and you know those Wolverines enjoyed running that score up. You'd think after nationals these ladies would take a break, but no. They have a 3-on-3 tournament coming up in October. If you'd like to join them or maybe sponsor them, I'll put all the information on clickondetroit.com. Super Bowl 54 almost here after the parties tonight in Miami. It's finally time to play the game. The Chiefs are 1.5-point favorites. Anyone's game. Jimmy Garoppolo says he and his teammates are trying to savor every moment.
About a year ago, I was learning how to run again, and so it's just...
And tonight, the 5 modern-era inductees were announced for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. They are Steve Atwater, Isaac Bruce, Steve Hutchinson, Edgerrin James, and Troy Polamalu. Also tonight, Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson was named NFL MVP by unanimous decision. What a rise for him. You remember him sitting in that room waiting during the 2018 draft? Well, he proved he can certainly play in this league. He's the first player in history to produce over 3,000 yards passing and 1,000 yards rushing in a single season. The Red Wings played their second in a back-to-back with the Rangers. Watch Mika Zibanejad get the Rangers on the board in the first.
Now down to the hash marks.
So the Rangers take the early lead. Second period, Red Wings with the puck. Valtteri Filppula, a wide open net here, but he couldn't get it in to tie the game. Rangers win at 1-0. The Red Wings have lost 8 straight. Michigan State no longer in first place in the Big Ten. On the road today at Wisconsin, the green and white couldn't overcome a slow start. They trailed by 16 at halftime. Second half now, they use a 17-2 run to get back in the game. Cassius Winston uses the screen, hits the jumper. Wisconsin leads 50-47. Later in the half, it's Wisconsin's ball. They work it around to Micah Potter on a nice play here, and he throws it down. So Wisconsin leads it now 52-47. 8 minutes to go. MSU's ball. Xavier Tillman lobs it to Malik Hall for the alley-oop. Wisconsin still leads 57-49. Later in the second, they get it around to Aleem Ford, and he's going to hit this deep three-pointer. MSU would make some threes late to make it close, but Wisconsin ices the game with free throws. Wisconsin wins 64-63. Tom Izzo not happy post-game. Now, MSU has lost 3 of their last 4 Big Ten road games. Now to Michigan, playing at Madison Square Garden against Rutgers. Xavier Simpson back in the lineup. First half highlights, Michigan ball, nice passing play to Eli Brooks. He hits the three-pointer from the corner. Michigan leads 16-12. Later in the first, Xavier Simpson uses the screen, then dishes to John Teske. He throws it down. At the half, Michigan leads by 3. Let's go to the second half. Xavier Simpson again brings it down low, finds Brandon Johns there for the big dunk. Michigan led at 41-38. Later in the second, Michigan's ball again. Simpson brings 2 defenders with him, passes back to John Teske, and he hits the 3. Michigan, this is a nice win for them, 69-63. Nice bounce back win for them.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to do wings tomorrow.
I think you should go with chicken wings.
Wings, sliders, burritos, and
We'll get the menu going. Thanks for watching Local 4 News at 11.
The Red Wings have won just 15 games this season. The struggle, as they say, is real. Tonight they were on the road taking on the Islanders. Second period highlights here. Islanders puck. This is Jordan Eberle. He beats Jonathan Bernier, his second of the game. It's 2-0 Islanders at that point. Late in the third, Wings try and get back in it. On the power play, Anthony Mantha from a tough angle. There, that's in his 13th, so it's 2-1. But with under a minute to go, Islanders on their own power play. Shot from the point is saved. Eberle there for the rebound to complete the hat trick. Islanders beat the Red Wings 4-1. College hockey tonight. Number 19 Western Michigan took on number 4 Minnesota Duluth. The Broncos had a really good third period. They scored 3 unanswered goals over a span of 149. Here's the game winner. That's Hugh McGinn with the goal, and the Broncos win this game 5-3. How about that? Tigers take on the Phillies tomorrow in a spring training matchup. Earlier, Bernie caught up with Jim Leland and asked him about his realistic thoughts about the upcoming season. Love seeing the skipper. Moving on, Detroit Pistons made some moves today. First, they signed former Michigan star and Detroit native Derek Walton Jr. to a 10-day contract. He last played for the Clippers. He also played with Miami. Also today, they bought out Markieff Morris's contract. The veteran signed a free agent deal with the Pistons in July of 2019. He played 44 games with the team, averaged 11 points, 3.9 rebounds. The Michigan basketball team is coming off that great road win over Rutgers. Tomorrow afternoon, they're at Purdue. Juwan Howard says he knows the challenges. No word yet if Isaiah Livers will be available. All right, finally, the South Dakota State Jackrabbits women's basketball team is tough to beat. They have shooters, that's for sure. Watch them make not 1 or 2 or 3 shots from half court. Try 4. How about that? They made 4. How about 5? Can they do 5?
No way.
Yes.
No way.
How about 5?
We've examined the video for edits, and I mean, that
Yes.
hijinks going on
It's
there.
gone through a thorough research.
That is phenomenally
Made him look
done.
like free throws. That was sweet.
Pretty
Talk
great.
about practice.
Yeah.
All right, so I thought I'd bring in the boss for this special night. Your 21st season, but this has got to feel a little different.
Yeah, certainly. It's an incredible night, spectacular arena. Certainly, lots of great memories back at Joe Louis Arena. Obviously, some special winning the championships, but state of the art, best of the best, and very fortunate that for our organization that we're in here, and I think it's going to be a spectacular venue for the fans to watch a hockey game.
We saw a little bit of the opener. I won't give it away, but it's a lot of the old, bringing it into this new building. You have an organist too. That's cool.
Yeah, that's really back probably, you know, the old Olympia, Chicago Stadium had organists. We've had it here in preseason, and I think the fans loved it. It's certainly a different, it's different than what you're used to, so it's awesome. It just sort of adds to the experience.
Now, we were talking before you came on camera. There's new expectations when it comes to a new building and getting back into the playoffs. You told me in Traverse City it's not a full rebuild.
No, I mean, I'm hoping that we're going to be in March playing big games to try to qualify for the playoffs. At the same time, there is a rebuild going on, and there's some young players. You know, Rasmussen, our first-round pick, played real well for us in training camp, scored 4 goals in 5 games. We sent him back, and some other young players. But, you know, we want this to be big games, not only for the players but for our fans here late in the season.
What about that one player everyone wants to know about? You went to Toronto to try and get him here, Andreas Athanasiou. Any update?
Nothing really. Certainly want him back, but right now, nothing to report. Nothing's really changed.
All right, well, good luck tonight.
Thanks, Jamie. Yeah.
Let's do this. Back to you. When you think about the term divorce, you think about marriage. I'm divorcing you. But in this case, a different kind of relationship is getting severed.
My heart is heavy as I make this announcement. We've hung on for years and tried to improve this one-sided relationship, but it's come to divorce.
Christy and Nathan Carpo did not come to this decision lightly.
That's right, Lions, we're done.
After 28 years of fandom, they're divorcing the Lions, and the breakup is not amicable.
Enough is enough. Like I said, football wasn't fun anymore, and football's supposed to be fun. We're huge football fans.
Christy says the dating phase was lovely.
Barry Sanders era, all that good stuff, so I actually got some positive.
But soon the relationship took a turn. It became a vicious cycle.
Over and over again.
The Carpos say the 0-16 season was a low point, but this season was the breaking point. Nathan has been a Kansas City Chiefs fan for a while, so the family is switching allegiances from Honolulu blue to red. It's what's best for the kids.
We don't want them to have 28 years of disappointment.
Monday, Christy posted on Facebook her decision to divorce and the consequent sale of their gear.
I posted all this stuff up and I just listed it as, our family is divorcing the Lions, and it went crazy.
To the Carpos, it's not about the money. In this divorce, it's about getting a better quality of life.
I want my happy back with my football.
Nathan and Christy tell me this is for real. Even if the Lions say make a run in a couple years, they are done. I said, let's make it official. Here you go. Sign on the dotted line. In St. Clair Shores, Jamie Edmonds, Local 4. Mary Moore's house in White Lake is like a mini baseball museum. So many artifacts, so many memories. Evidence of a professional baseball career, one that Moore still remembers like it was yesterday. Moore grew up in Lincoln Park, playing baseball on a field with the boys. Even in high school, there were no organized sports for girls.
I was quite athletic and usually, better than most of the boys, really.
After she graduated early in January of 1950, an opportunity arose.
My high school English teacher put me in touch with another lady that had graduated and played in this league that I had never heard about.
The league was the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. Chewing gum mogul and Chicago Cubs owner Philip Wrigley came up with the business idea in 1943. At the time, the league was losing its biggest stars as they were going off to war. Attendance was dropping. The ladies were to hold down the fort while the men were gone and generate revenue. By the time Mary tried out in South Bend, Indiana in 1950, the war was over, but the AAG PBL was still thriving.
They didn't need a second baseman. They had a pretty good one, and so they sent me on to Chicago for a couple more weeks of training, and from there I was chosen to go on the Springfield Sallies.
The Springfield Sallies and the Chicago Colleens were not in the regular league. Instead, they were rookie training teams.
We played 77 games out of a 90-game schedule. We were rained out the rest.
That season, young Mary shined at second base. She led the team in games played, hits, RBI, runs scored, and home runs. She says one of the best parts, besides the pay, which was $46 a week, getting to play in places like Yankee Stadium and meet baseball legends.
Joe DiMaggio, Casey Stengel was manager, Yogi Berra, Phil Rizzuto, and all them guys.
One of the downsides, she says, the strict rules. For instance, makeup had to be worn during games.
Always had to wear a skirt or a dress. We could not get off of the bus in blue jeans, shorts, or anything like that.
In the off-season, Mary had to get a job, which she did at a local plant that made car parts. Unfortunately, she was involved in a very serious accident in January of 1951. Mary went to spring training that year, but she wasn't chosen because of her injury. However, the Battle Creek Bells eventually needed her and signed her to a contract. Did you get a contract like Miguel Cabrera?
Not quite. A couple dollars short.
Mary would play a total of 3 seasons before she decided to call it a career and start a new one with the phone company. But she says those playing days were the best of her life.
Oh, I think it was wonderful. It was marvelous, to live a dream.
At 87, Mary remains active. She bowls and she golfs. She also stays in touch with the other ladies of the league. They have a yearly reunion, and she says she takes great pride in knowing she was a part of baseball history. Jamie Edmonds, Local 4.